I'm all in is about to begin. Come on in and join the experiment in kindness. Extreme kindness in an extreme world. A revolution of love making its way, spreading through the lands day by day. Come on in, it's about to begin. Welcome in, it's about to begin. Come on in, it's about to begin. I'm all in 110. Yay! Hello, everybody. This is Angie with Season 5, Episode 17. And I am having a fireside chat in the studio today for Epiphanges Raw. Yes, I'm so excited to be here, and I just wanted to let you know what's been going on. And the name of this episode is called Healing. And I want to get to that, but of course, I only make my videos about once every 10-ish days. I'm a free bird, so it's hard for me to commit. But I do, and I'm working very hard on committing to the kindness cards every single day. But so much has happened, and that's what, that happens in my life because there's what we call, in my world, event season. So I've been, I MC events, and I've been going from one event to the other, and and other things, and so I've been inspired to do a video on healing, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. I do want to shout out to some of the things that I just recently finished, and maybe I'll post some of those pictures, or I'm going to attempt to edit, but I'm not positive I know how to do it. I'm getting better, but I'm not great. So it seems to be the main problem is storage, and I've got to figure all that out anyway, but I digress. So anyway, since I last did a video, I've recently finished emceeing the survivors reception for the American Cancer Society, and that was a big experience for me. And I did put a video of my interview with one of our local celebrities and radio personalities, Josh Grisham. It talks because I spoke about my story, which I don't do very often. And I have the way I feel about, the big C word. And then there's the little C word. And the big C word is one I don't like to bring into reality very much, but I did experience it, and I'm happy to say that I made it through on the other side. And I do want to talk a little bit about that in the whole context of healing, because I have been asked, a lot, and more recently, the problem is with Big C, it touches everything and everybody, and it doesn't have to be that way, I'm convinced. But, that's just a matter of time, and how much time and how long before we start demanding, a cure. But anyway, or I should say that I already believe there is a cure. I just want it to be released to the world. That's just for educational purposes only. I have no proof of that. Total intuition on that. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Been through it. Did it the way. I'm thankful to be alive. And I will go into that a little bit in a moment or two. But before I do that, what I'd really like to talk to y'all about is challenge number 3. Help Angie play ukulele. We're at a standstill, folks. Okay? This is what I want to do. I want to give somebody a beautiful vacation in Branson, Missouri when I hit 1,000 subscribers. But to do that, I'm running and having challenges, which I think are a lot of fun. And challenge number 3 is help Angie play ukulele. this way. In any comment section that says challenge number 3, which every video for a while is going to say challenge number 3, help Angie play ukulele. It's only going to say challenge number 3, but that's what it means. Help Angie play ukulele. How? I'll tell you how. Well, first off, help me get to 1,000 people, please and thank you, by subscribing and then liking any one of the videos you're watching. And on that video, if it says challenge 3, comment a song you would like me to play and learn for you, and I'll play on an upcoming video that song until, I get enough where I'm like, oh, I feel good. We've learned how to play ukulele. Let's move on to challenge number 4, which is in the works. But I'm stalled at challenge number 3. So here's what I'd love you to do if you're still watching this right now. Challenge 3. It's so easy. Give me a song you want me to learn how to play. Like it and subscribe. And if you want to do a cherry on top, share. That'd be great to someone who would actually care about it. Anyway, point is, please enter challenge number 3. Help Angie play ukulele. Awesome. Now, kindness cards. I did have to take a break because let me tell you some of the things I was doing. The American Cancer Society did that particular MC thing where I spoke. I emceed the show and then, or the reception. And it was very, very heart. It touched my heart a lot. And I was asked to tell my story, and I did. And like I said, I don't want to be redundant here. You can watch the video of the interview on my I'm All In 110 video. So if you're here, just flip over. You'll see it. You'll see me with a microphone in my face. That's basically it. But let's go into the main subject of today, healing. There is so many things that need to be healed. I've come from and through a sickness, and I know many people do. It's everywhere. It's rampant. All kinds of diseases that I steal from Louise Hay and other great people who realize that we can heal our body, and it's true. But there's a lot that has to be done to heal our body. Now, I want to make a disclaimer right now. What I'm going to tell you and say to you right now is just an idea. And you have to use discernment because it's for educational purposes only, based on my testimony. I am not telling you to do this. I'm telling you that you could consider anything I say from this point on as something to complement whatever you're doing in whatever healing you're doing right now. Okay? I was raised with asthma. I thought I was diagnosed at age 3 weeks. I didn't breathe most of my childhood and my young adult life, and my somewhere in the middle of my 30s, I heard something about dairy and causing inflammation, and something clicked in my head, and I quit drinking dairy. It was very hard for me because I was the person who got up in the morning and filled a bowl of cereal, especially when I was a kid, filled it to the top, then the milk, and then got in front of the television and ate the cereal through the cartoons. But that was like every day. I loved milk. In fact, I believed wholeheartedly that it was good for my bones and for my teeth, But what I didn't know was that it was also probably, although I was never diagnosed, okay, this is all me doing this myself, okay, helping me not be able to breathe very well. And so I started cutting back. I went all the way from vitamin D all the way to nothing, and I went years with nothing. But also in those years, I cut out sodas, and I cut out pork and bottom dwellers. And these happened as time went on, and I was convicted by it. I don't know what else to say. The dairy, and simultaneously and very close to the same time, I quit drinking soda pops, and I could breathe. I mean, to the point where every now and then, when I get a cold, or the allergies, or it's, in the air, I will feel like a little wheezy, and then I drink hot water and it melts it away. Because I also learned from one of my doctors back in the day, because I was a regular at the doctor's, growing up and through my young adult hood up until, like I said, 30s, uh, um, that heartburn uh, gives you the symptoms of asthma. So it made me think: uh, am I, uh, having heartburn because I love jalapenos and tacos and chili, but I'm treating it for asthma, and I'm highly addicted to this asthma medicine. I don't go anywhere without it, you know. So I researched what would be a home remedy for heartburn, and lo and behold, now I'm about to tell y'all something that I tell all my friends, and half the time they look at me crazy, and half the time they laugh. But after a while, after they've tried it, they say, okay. And that is, drink hot water. Drink hot water. When you're sick, drink hot water. When you don't feel good, drink hot water. When you have heartburn, drink hot water. Imagine your esophagus and your stomach as like a pipe, a toilet pipe or something, and there's grease clogged in it, and you flush out, you melt out, it melted out with hot water. Okay, so I think there's going to be way too much stuff that I want to tell y'all about healing for just one episode. I think I'm going to have to do a series about this, because I'm not even getting to where I want to go. My point is that back then, I accidentally stumbled into starting to look into ways to take care of myself. And so it was just one thing at a time. I mean, all of a sudden I don't have asthma. I mean, literally, I was diagnosed with it for my whole life. You don't even know how many times I was in the emergency room. When I was pregnant with my daughter, my oxygen level went down like so low that they immediately put me in to the hospital. They was like, to take care of her. But then I changed my diet, and, I could breathe. And now I do, I run. I don't even think about it. I go all day long. I don't even think about it. Every now and then I do. Every now and then I go, I have a little issue. I drink my hot water, you know. Every now and then when I'm really sick, I need an inhaler. So I don't want to say no to that. And I'm not saying drop your inhalers, okay? Please understand that. What I'm saying is, try the other. What is it? It's hot water and checking your diet. Maybe you're allergic to dairy. Maybe I was, I don't know. Or maybe everybody is, because of the stuff they put in it and things. I don't know. So I just realized that the whole big C healing story that's a whole episode in itself. But I guess what I need to say as a underlying truth in all the stories, if you want to go on that particular journey with me, which I hope you do, because it is a journey of healing and continued healing, because it doesn't ever stop. It's our body that we neglect so much, and we have to listen to it and revere it. It's true, and I'm still guilty of not revering my body as well as I should. But it's a life lesson. You have to unlearn things and relearn things. So I want to tell y'all what happened recently. I am going to continue a series on healing. I don't know if I will do it Well, maybe we will. Let's do 3 shows about healing. This is the first one. It's about considering before you rush off to the doctor or as you're rushing off to the doctor, okay? Depending on the situation, all right? Obviously, I was already with the asthma. I was already addicted to the inhalers. I was a lifelong, you know, patient. Yeah, I was a lifelong patient. So it didn't hurt me at all to wean myself off of milk just to see, and then coincidentally wean myself off of sugar, and then come to find out, I can breathe better. I mean, to the point where I don't need my medicine. A girl who never went home without it anywhere. I panicked because I needed it, or I thought I did. See, that's the thing. That's another thing. Words. Did you hear what I said? I did not need it. I thought I did. And when I found out I didn't, I was able to drop it. And the only way to find out is if you test it a little bit. I don't want you to just go radical like me. Whatever you do. So I decided to do this on healing because I think it's extremely important. I don't know how to express this enough. If you can hear my passion, that we as human neighbors, friends, communities, however big it is, but actually smaller, we must start taking care of ourselves so that we don't have to be caught up in, you can put anything you want behind that. I'm going to be very, what I think is not what I'm attempting to tell you, except that I am saying we must take care of ourselves for longevity, for health. We're killing ourselves with the things we think. We're killing ourselves with the foods we eat. We're killing ourselves with the medicines we put in us. Less is more. A great, my ex-husband, we did a magic show together, and we won Best Stage Magicians in the state of Texas, and our whole philosophy, which was his, and I'll give him credit, is less is more. And so, I mean, if you're taking 17 pills, and some people do, less is more. So my goal is not to take any pills, and so I don't take any pills. And I'm not saying I don't have a leave on hand if I need it once, but it's been 2 years. So I just got a challenge recently, and because I was very excited because I was cleaning out my garage, and I had this huge dumpster, and it was a big deal. I brought people in, and we were moving it, and lo and behold, later on in the night, I started feeling this, or probably right away, but I was very, busy working. So, I mean, I kind of probably started scratching my shoulder, but then there was a point where I'm like, this isn't normal, And I noticed, I pulled my shoulder, which I'm going to do here. And, it looked like I had something, something bit me. That's all I can say. Well, of course, I knew it wasn't a tick, which is possible in the Ozarks, believe me, and it is tick season, so that's nothing new. I love it because I first came from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Arlington, Texas, go Cowboys, and oh my gosh, when the first spring, summer I spent in the Ozark Mountains, and ticks, and fleas, and ticks, but mainly ticks because they're everywhere. You just, and of course I had a dog show, so that was a battle that we took, but I mean, now it's like, yeah, a tick, but it's so funny to see newcomers come to the Ozarks and freak out over it, because that's exactly what I did when I first came here from the big city, so to speak. Okay, so anyway, in this area, brown recluses are very prevalent. So I was like, okay, I might have got bit by a spider, and I mean, I didn't know, because I don't know that much about spiders. I know that brown recluses are native to this area, and a lot of my friends have gotten bit, and I know it's a serious thing, and it's something you have to take serious. So if you get bit by a brown recluse spider, it's going to be completely up to you. I did not immediately break out. I didn't. Um, uh, I never. Like in other words, say I started swelling up and I couldn't breathe, I would have went to the emergency room. I want you to know that, okay? Um, but I didn't know what I got bit by. It was later on. In fact, it was probably in the middle of the night when I was like, okay, this isn't normal. Started looking at it and saw, yeah, it's swelling up and there's getting a bruise there. And I'm hoping I can put in some pictures, edit the pictures because I did take a few. Well, um, it was a brown recluse spider, and so what I did was I want to talk about healing, and it is healing. Now I am still watching it. I'm 8 days into it now, and I wanted to show you a little paste I made, um, but the thing is that when it first happened, I thought, okay, I know it's a serious thing. I don't know it's a brown recluse, but knowledge is power. That's what I want to say about everything, and that is what I want to get to, like the big diagnoses, which I've had the big diagnoses, and every day people get diagnosed with big things. Okay, not to say that the brown recluse wasn't big, but the most important thing is, and and it's very hard at first, but it's to stay calm. Stay calm. Remember, if it's a fear, it's not of love. Okay, and love, everything has to be approached with love. That's the way God does things. So if it's a fear, it's not of love. So how do you, in an emergency like that, or a major diagnosis, or yes, things that happen, to the best of your ability, you stay calm. Okay, so for me, I can see something's going on. I'm like, okay, I've got to keep an eye on it. And I know minimal. So the first thing I did was I researched it. Good old Google, right? And what I found out was that, yeah, it could be very serious, and you might have to go to the emergency room. But the truth is, there's no antibiotic. I mean, they give you antibiotic, but there's nothing they give you to make it go away. It has to run its course. But if you can't breathe, they'll help you breathe. If they'll give you an antibiotic to help, keep the infection out. But you know how people use antibiotics, and I'm not saying that they don't have their place, but I'm sitting here thinking to myself, okay, I'm gonna watch my shoulder. It hurts, like on a level of 1 to 10 of pain. I'd probably say a 7. Um, you know, it was painful. Now it's about it's about a 0.5. So, in a week later. But the thing is that I knew the symptoms. I read all about what to do. If I started getting dizzy, if I couldn't breathe, if I, uh, um, uh, if 2 lines started coming out, right? So, but it was getting big, so I was watching it, and I wasn't even, I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is what it is. So my next thing was, okay, if I'm keeping an eye on it and the pain, first I put heat on it, which was not the right idea. I started researching home remedies. And I have a friend who's a pharmaceuticist, she's a pharmacist, and she said, yep, it's definitely a brown recluse. She circled the thing, and she says, listen, if it goes outside of that line, then you need to go to the doctor. You need to go to the ER to get antibiotics and whatever else they'd want to give. So I made, I'm like, yes, okay, definitely. So I decided to let's research home remedies, right? So I found this wonderful woman. Her name is Barbara O'Neill, and she has so many amazing home remedies. And it's been a journey of mine over the last several years, especially since I had the big C. But a little bit before that, where I know that, like, we literally mow down medicinal flowers and we call them weeds, and so I've been attempting to build up my land so that I have a medicinal garden. I've been researching them slowly but surely because there's just so much to learn. But I did want to shout out to this woman. A friend of mine gave me her name, and I watched a whole video of hers in which I learned a lot. And I'll tell you the remedies that I did on my shoulder. So I'm going to show it to you now because I'm going to do a remedy. And it was just all, it was swollen up, the whole thing. It was all up there. But that's what it is now, and it's still sore. My friend says, you know, but now I can see that even the darkness, you know, it never did any of the stuff. Now, there's all kinds of stories that I was told by my friends because, like I said, you know, we live in the Ozark Mountains. So I'm going to make a paste. Oh, first off, she said, because this is so cool, say you are at home in the middle of the night, or your child is at home in the middle of the night, and they're coughing and they can't stop coughing, or you can't stop coughing, or you have a bad cold. Cut up an onion, all right? Dice it up really good. Put them in one of those, a plastic bag, you know, one of those Ziploc bag maybe, or, you know, depends on if it's your child, you can use a little sandwich bag, but if it's you might have to use a bigger one, right? And then you put a sock over that, right? So that the onions and the juice of the onion is touching your feet, all right? And you sleep with it, and the next morning you won't have a cold. I have not tried that one, I want you to know, but I did try the other one, and it did work. So the other one that she said was about pulling out. She never talked about bites, but the thing she did talk about was pulling out, you know, poisons and stuff. And she talked about active charcoal and cayenne pepper, which should be a staple. I'm going to go get some. I'm going to research more about it, and I'll let y'all know as I learn. But potatoes. And she made a poultice. You just chop up the potatoes, and you wrap it in a tea towel, or, you know, something stronger than a paper towel. And so what I did, because it was in the middle of the night, and I didn't have a grater, and I was tired, and I was like, okay. But I did get up, and I chopped them up as best I could, and I put them on my shoulder, and then I put a towel on top of it so that it wouldn't move, and, you know, I kind of stayed put. The pain went away, okay? And it literally did start going down, down, down. I didn't do that every day. I did that 2 days. I also bought Prid at the local health food store, and it did have active charcoal, and it helped like a balm. I did use this triple antibiotic also when I was, you know, when I couldn't make my paste. And then I made my own paste, and I'm going to make it for you now based on the research that I did. So, of course, as soon as I realized I had a bite, I did do the hydrogen peroxide. I'm just showing y'all what I did. Ooh, that feels good. You don't really have to do that at this point, but it did feel good. Okay. So, baking soda is also a drawing out active ingredient. I mean, you can put this baking soda, and I could just mix it with water if I wanted to, and you could put this on insect bites, not wounds, not open wounds, but you can make spritz with them. But right now I'm going to stay focused on this spider bite and insect bites, okay? Keeping in mind that the whole time I was watching it, I was keeping an eye on it so that if I saw any of those symptoms, I would have gone to the doctor, okay? Because I'm not anti-doctor. I'm pro-education, as usual, and how to take care of our own bodies, because I don't think we are educated well enough, and we're literally stomping on the medicine that we could be taking, and we call them weeds. But anyway, baking soda. Now, I decided this part is mine, because turmeric is anti-inflammatory, and when I had the big C, I drank turmeric every day, and I do my best to remember to do it every day, and that's why I'm saying people get lazy. I've gotten lazy, But this has brought me back to remembering how important it is to cleanse your body and heal your body inside out. So this is turmeric and hemp, okay? Because they're both anti-inflammatory. And not only did I make a paste with this, but I drank hot water with a squirt of this in it. So I was doing inside and outside, all right? And I'm just going to do a little there. I'm going to do 2. Now I wanted to, I just added this. I don't think you really have to, but I added a little liquid echinacea, and I did also add it into my drink for the inside because I wanted to keep my immune system up. And then I also use this as just a oil, vegetable oil, organic, which you can get at the local, anywhere, quite honestly. Okay, so then I just make myself a little paste, and it looks like that. Okay. And now, I'm going to put it on my shoulder. And I'm just going to let it be on there for the rest of the night. And it feels really good. And how much, this doesn't cost anything. And think about all the money that I saved. Now, I'm not saying that you should not ever go to the doctor. And I'm also not saying that if you have something serious, you know, you have to be, everybody in their own comfort level. You know what I mean? But if, like in this situation, it has to run its course anyway, and the only thing the doctor's going to do is give you antibiotics. Now keep in mind, had it gotten bad, had I let it sit there and fester, then I could have ended up in the hospital for 5 or 6 or 7 days, or have to have surgery, and still I'm watching it. But it's so much better, and I really do believe it's on its healing, and it's almost healed, because that's the other thing I wanted to mention, is that time heals all wounds, if you want them to. And that's the other thing. It's being affirmative about it, okay? So I wanted to do my mind, body, and spirit when I'm dealing with a serious situation like this. And there's many serious situations, and I'm going to just touch on them right now. And I'm going to do 2 more episodes over the next couple of weeks on healing. But we have these big diagnoses. We have events that happen that you don't expect. You have heartbreaks, which you have to heal from also. And I'm going to touch on all of that healing over the next couple of weeks. What I've learned with all of them is don't react. You do everything as calmly as you can, and you keep your mind and your body and your spirit as peaceful as possible. Because, and how do you do that? Remember, if it's a fear, so if you get invoked fear inside you, then it's not of love. And if God is love, then there should not be there. No, I'm not saying that. So I'm not saying that you're not going to be fearful. What I'm saying is, when those moments come up, that is when you stop, breathe, and think of a better way, because there is a better way, and just let go. Whatever you got to do, you know, let go, let God. Know that research, but don't give, you know, release the fear and hold on to the love, I guess. Release the fear and embrace the love. But how do you do that? I gotta tell you, what changed me is the words. I through the journey of healing to this point, what I've learned is how much people speak sickness and disease and bad luck and death on themselves and their friends and neighbors and family. And it is ignorant, because they don't know. what they're doing. And it's sad. And because we don't know what we're doing by the things we think and the words we say upon ourselves. For instance, anything you say after the words I am is you're claiming as yourself. So am I going to say I am sick? No. Why would I claim that? I'm going to say I'm healing. I'm healing. I'm healthy. I'm so thankful that time heals all wounds, and I can be patient and get my body aligned inside and out with what needs to happen so that my body can heal itself. And, by the way, our bodies absolutely regenerate itself. And you can research that. And I'll get the numbers. I'm not a big, I research things all the time because when I want to find something out, I just, I want to know. So, but I'm not one that goes, and, statistically proven, because just keep in mind that anything that says a statistic behind it is probably a lie. a little lie. Just saying. I'm just saying. Anyway, okay, so healing. That's all I want to talk about on healing right now, is that stay calm, please. Research and find out exactly what you're dealing with, because knowledge is power. And look into ways other than rushing to the doctor or to the counter to perhaps save yourself by using the beautiful ingredients that are all around us. And it will also save you money. Just saying. Okay, I'm going to make one more thing before I go. Let's see, I felt like I wanted to talk. What was I going to mention at the end? I was going to tell y'all. No, I already told you about the 3. Okay, well, it doesn't matter, because this is what I am going to do. Da, 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 da. I am going to do another intuitive reading on the kindness card that I pull for the collective, which is you, me, they. Yes, in fact, I need to say it. I'm all in 110. It starts with me, then we, then they, and then the world. Changing people's, turning them into happy people by the things they think and by the words they say. It's changing your perception. All right, and it's a movement, baby. It's a love revolution. So, what I'm going to do to end this one off, this adorable little meet and greet with you. I'm so happy to see you. Oh, I wanted to show you. I got this beautiful hat. Imagine that. A cat in the hat. Look at this. Dun-dun-dun. Isn't that cute? I think I got it on backwards. There we go. I think I will do my intuitive reading. No, you probably can't see me very well. Anyway, I love this hat. I can't wait to do some planting with it, because I am going to be planting some herbs and some medicinal gardens. I've been attempting for the last couple of years. Every year I do a little bit. And it won't be long now. Okay, so I don't look at these, okay? I just picked one out, and I'm going to give you my thoughts and perception on it. And then this will be, I'll write a poem, and it'll be tomorrow's kindness poem. Or actually, it'll be, no, I did one today. Oh, I got 2. I think I should do both. I bet they go together. Okay. I do love that hat. It's big, though. It's flopping. It's my incognito. Okay, so we did this one just the other day, so I don't need to do it again. Imagine a better way. And this one is, but we did not do this one. But I think maybe, you know what? Just for the intuitive. I'm not going to write a poem for it, but I think that this does go with this card. And this card says, see the serendipity splendor on your path. I'm going to double check on that. Yep, that's pretty much it. It says, see the serendipity and splendor on your pathway. So, and this one is imagine a better way. So I do think these two go together, and I do immediately have something come to my mind about perhaps this is what the collective might be thinking about or would like to see. Um, when you're on your way, when you're on your right path, you see all kinds of serendipity. You see butterflies, you see numbers, you see all of us have them, but we're not open to them. You kind of have to open up your mind's eye to it. And the way you do it is you start paying more attention to everything around you. See, we're so caught up in ourselves that we don't hardly ever pay attention to, like right now, outside my window and in front of my window on both sides, there are these beautiful, beautiful wild rose bushes that come up every year. And they started coming up when I was diagnosed with the Big C. And there's a story about that which I will share with you. I would love to share that story with you. But I know that they're going to be there now for about 3 weeks. I want to do a video in front of them. So maybe that'll be the next one. But it's splendor. I have paradise right around. You know, why would I be hoping for a better way? I mean, a better day where I'm living in paradise. When I'm living in paradise, I have beautiful roses all around me. And if you're not living in paradise, then start imagining a beautiful place, your place. The way you do it is you imagine your splendor. You feel it. You think about it until you feel it. And then you let it go. And then, with hope and faith, but not like, oh, hope. No, just knowing that it is happening out there somewhere. Then you just start seeing the signs. And when you start seeing the signs that make you have that feeling, that's serendipity. And sometimes you find that feeling in people or a person or a place or something that happens or, you know, a home or a city you visit. And then when you start feeling those are those serendipitous moments. And that's when you know you're on your way. You're on the right way. So I do think that these two do go together. I did write a poem about that recently, but I am going to write a poem about this one, God willing, and the creek don't rise, tonight. So, well, thank y'all very much. This is Angie with I'm All In 110, extreme kindness in an extreme world. I am just taking a break in between a couple of events. I had my downtown Branson Plum Nelly days. I had the American Cancer Society. I've got another Relay for Life coming up very soon, and I'm very excited to be producing and emceeing a concert at the Liberty Plaza in the middle of historic downtown Branson this July called Freedom Fest Branson. I sure hope one of y'all wins, or one or two of y'all wins my Branson Mo vacay, and all you got to do is enter. This is how you enter. Write in any video that says Challenge 3, which this video will say Challenge 3, a song you'd like me to learn to play on the ukulele. Like and subscribe, and then you'll be entered to win. And you can join more challenges. So if you've already liked and subscribed and challenge me for number 3, but you want to challenge in number 4 or challenge number 15 or challenge number 55, I don't know how long it's going to take. But the point is, every time you like in that situation, you just like and play the game of whatever the challenge is. Okay, it won't be hard for you. It could be hard for me, but it won't be hard for you. Okay? Well, thank y'all, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wherever you are. Remember to spread love and kindness, joy, peace, hope, and happiness. It's super easy to do. It doesn't cost any money at all. All you got to do is smile at people, listen to people, look for ways to help, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Love yourself. Love yourself, love your neighbor, and that's the way you love God. So easy. All right. I love y'all. Peace.